Hi, so we're gonna try to melt some aluminum today using a metal foundry that we got from the King of Random off YouTube. We followed his video to make our foundry here. We ordered a special graphite crucible off the internet. We have some of our raw material here that we're going to be melting down. And we have our fuel supply, some charcoal briquettes, and our air supply. This pipe and hair dryer is going to give us some extra oxygen to heat up the fire really fast. And of course we have our safety device over here just in case anything goes wrong. And here we are lining the inside of the foundry with briquettes and then testing to see how the crucible fits in there. What we did end up doing was lighting some briquettes at the bottom first and then putting the crucible in and then lining around the outside. And then the ones at the bottom lit all the other briquettes on fire. Well, we've got all the coals in there. We've got it lit and we have our hair dryer on. Now we just have to wait for it to heat up. As you can see, the fire's starting to heat up.
Yep.
We put a can in there so that we could see when it would start to melt. It's getting pretty hot now. So now we just pull the top off. We've already melted a couple of cans in there at this point, so we know that it's hot enough to take the cans. And so we just put the can in the crucible like that. You can see everything in there is red hot at this point. And after a few pushes, the can heats up enough that you can just see it'll just sort of start to melt and disintegrate into the crucible. And I'm hardly pushing on it at all. I'm just pushing very gently, and there you go. You can see it. It'll just start to melt into the bottom. Now here comes a tall can. We'll just throw that in the crucible. Let it sit there for a few seconds to heat up. And push it down gently. And just like that, it gets melted into the liquid aluminum at the bottom. Alright, we're going to try to pour an ingot here as our first little test.
Push that can in. Ready for our first ever ingot?
At this point I realized that there's still some plastic coating on these tongs, so they smoked a little bit
I'll try and
as I grabbed the hot crucible. But you can see the molten aluminum pour into our mold there. We didn't actually have that much after all those cans that we put in there. And then you can see the big kind of chunk of slag falls out at the end there.
And what we did is,
And here's our ingot. That's our little donut that we just poured.
there's another little piece, an incomplete one.
So it took us about an hour in total from start to finish, but we ended up with 2 little ingots like that. And now that we know what we're doing, we're going to try to make some neat castings. Thanks for watching.